If you've been looking for a way to create a form that will then shoot the results of that form or what the students inputted into that form back to you and also to the students in a Google Doc or a PDF, this is the Google Sheet add-on that you'll want to use. It's called autoCrat, and you can get it by going to your Google Forms spreadsheet, going to add-ons, get add-ons, and you can look up autoCrat, and you should see it right there. You just say download or install, and it'll put it into your Google Drive. To use the add-on, you need to create a form first that you want to use. So put in all the information. Kent, Noska, and I are using it to do our relearning reflections for incomplete work or poor test scores. And so they're going to have to fill out all this information that will help us categorize it, and also it'll be part of the reflection there with those last three questions. Once you make that, you'll want to do view your responses. It'll bring up the tab with your responses in it here. It should be blank to start with, of course. And you'll then go to add-on. You should have that installed and hit launch. And it'll slowly work its way onto your program or onto your screen, and it'll show up right over here on the right side. Before starting the program, though, before actually creating it, you'll need to create a template document that you want it to put the layout in for the Google Doc that you want it to show up, or the PDF. And there are two ways to do that. As you can see here, once this gets done loading, you can either use a template that you've already made from your drive, or you can create one. And we've got one made already here, and so we're going to use this one here. So we put in all the information. We got the title there. We've got student name information and everything we wanted to have show up on the form in the finished product. And so what you'll need to do is you'll need to put in the column category that corresponds with it, and you'll have to do these carets or greater than and less than signs. I don't really know what to call them, but you'll have to put those in between the columns that you want. And so we've got first name, last name, timestamp, class, period, assessment. I shortened these ones down because they're longer, but you can click on what column you want it to refer to, so I'll talk about that when we get there. But you'll want to fill all this out first so that you have that ready to go. Once you have that done, you can come back here. You can choose it from the drive. You could also create your own, but we've got it done already. You can look through your whole thing to find it, and I'll just select Noska here, and yep, so I'll hit select, and then you got to name whatever you're going to call this merge. So we'll say it's Noska relearning reflection, or you could just do it simpler, relearning reflection. Okay. You probably don't want to make the mistake I made and keep deleting it and doing a new one, because you can just edit it to try to fix it. So we go to assessment. Since that didn't line up right, we do that. And identify, now I go to the identify standards there, the explain one's right there, and then I go to the second explain one for this last one here. And you should notice everything lines up with how you want it to line up, and everything should be from Form 1. Once you have everything lined up to how you want it to look, then you go hit save. Now you got to figure out what you're going to name the file. So I like doing it this way. So last name, comma, first name, and that just gets you the student who's doing it. You could do it some other way if you want to. I've just got a situation where I've got quadruplets, so I need to make sure I have the first name in there, because the last name isn't going to help me when I've got two of them in the same class. So last name, first name, could be then relearning reflection for, and then I would put in the assignment because they might do this multiple times depending on the student and what you're doing. So type in all that. That should get you all that. Then what you need to do is select the file type, and this is important for how you want it saved, to be able to edit it or not. If you want to be able to edit it after it gets created, that template or the file, you have to use a Google Doc. If you just want it to be able to print out, you can use the PDF there. What I would suggest doing is then emailing it. So once you merge, it'll email it to, I'd email it to yourself so that you always have it in your email box, and you can forward it to their parents if someone complains that you're not doing something right. And then I would also email it to the student, so put in the student email. Shortcut right there. Make sure when the students do it that they don't put a space or anything after their name, because that'll screw things up. So you should be able to get the student email there, in your email, and then put the subject of the email whatever you want it to be. So I just simply make it relearning reflection, and then I'm just going to copy from what I did before. I just did a simple message saying like, here's your stuff, go see myself or whoever the teacher is ASAP. So if Noska wants to change this afterwards, he can. You can put whatever you want in there. And then the big thing here is, what do you want it to look as? So you could send it as a view-only Google Doc. I've tried that. It didn't work out. Maybe it'll work for you. You could do editable. I didn't want to do that because I don't want the kids editing it and saying that they're doing other things that they don't. But, I mean, maybe it won't matter that much. You can do it where they can just make comments on it, which might be good. I chose for mine just publicly viewable, so they'll get a link and they can go view it. As long as they don't share that link with anyone, no one else is going to find it. So there shouldn't be a problem there. Or you can do PDF attachment. And so that'll make it a PDF file, but you also have the Google one that you can adjust. And you've got that there. And then I don't really know what the conditional merge options mean, so I just leave that blank and don't mess with it. And then you'll want to create a folder to do this in. And I'm going to need to create one here and share it with Kent once I get a chance. So you go to, if you don't know how to make a folder, you just go to create here. And you just put that in there like that, and now you've got your folder. And you go back and you go to add folder, and make sure you just click the box up here, because otherwise if you click in here, now it brings you into the folder and you're wondering why you're there and you can't select what you want. So select that little box up there, it'll highlight it, and now you can hit select and it's all good. And now all your reflections are going to be put into that folder. Now you might be able to do it by period or subject if you want to do that. I don't know exactly how to do it, but I think that might give you an idea. But I really don't know how that works. So I just do it this way, and it'll all go into the same spot, and I can figure it out based on the student. So then you go to save, and it should show up over here now. Now you can see Noska relearning reflection. You can use that, and you just have to do run merge. Don't click on the X, because then you lose everything. Then you got to restart again. Only did that a few times. So just to test this out, go through this, make sure everything was right for you. So we'll just say, I don't know, assessments are low, period 1, and testing. So you can go there and just put whatever you want in there. And So you can just send it through, have that, submit your test one. You should see it pop up here. Hopefully, there we go. Pops up. You got all those, all that information that was put in there. It will not do this automatically for you, so you will have to do the run merge. And if you want an email sent to you as soon as that's done, as soon as they've submitted something, you can go to notification rules here, and you can do it anytime changes are made or a user submits a form. You can do there, and it'll tell you that someone has added a new one. Okay, and then you can set it as email you daily with the changes, or email you right away as soon as one's done. Probably better to do that one than getting an email every day about it, because it shouldn't get filled up every day. Yeah, so you can choose those, or you don't have to do that. I didn't do it because I don't want to get my inbox filled with more emails, but you can easily do that so that you know stuff's been done, and you can just close out of it once you're done going through that process. So now we've got this here, we've got this submitted work saying what they're going to do. Now you want to do the run merge, and it'll take a little bit. You got the funny little robot with the mustache, and you'll see these columns get filled, and it'll come up with some numbers, and it'll come up with a link. And now we should also see here in a couple minutes or a few seconds an email come in from my Outlook. Hopefully. Maybe not, since it's saying it's not connected. So let's see. Bring that back up, we should get it. Well, it might show up eventually, but you can just go here to the URL, and it should bring it up for you. Looks like I spelled something wrong in there, so I'll need to change one part in there with the titling, but you can see here everything is working correctly. Okay, and then Nasca can print this out and use a hard copy for this because he's looking to do it more like that. Mine's more digital. I can show you what mine looks like here. Not as much stuff at the end, and so mine just looks like this. I just did some random words and everything else in there, but I'll have the date for the student meeting, and then a date for the work to be completed by, and then maybe I should make a comment section here or something like that to say when it's been done or that it's been done. So it looks like all the information I put in there works out, and oh, there we go. Emails are now in. So now you can see this, and it sent me the document through the email, and now the kid has it, and also Nasca should have it in his email inbox. So it looks like it's working. I just have to make a quick fix on that, on the template, or actually on the reflection or the merge. So if you go to edit merge, you can now fix any problems you have. So it should hopefully work there now. If I go to it'll start me in the middle of the process, and if I go to the naming of the document, I should be able to change that pretty easily here once it gets loaded. Unfortunately, it takes a little bit of time for it to load, but once it does, it's all good. So what did I do wrong here? Well, we'll just copy it and paste it because I can't see exactly what I did wrong. Oh, so I might have to put in the whole thing. Which assessment are you, what did the quiz say? Which assessment are you seeking to reassess? Okay, so that should fix it. You'll need to make sure every new word is capitalized, otherwise it won't work correctly. So if we do this again, we'll just hit save, and we'll see if this worked here. And we'll just be lazy and copy this down. And now if we do the run merge again, I don't think it'll send it out again. Maybe it does. I guess we'll see in my email here if I get 2 emails or 1 email. That would be kind of annoying if it sends out a new one every time. But let's take a look here at the name. And it works. Okay, so probably best if you keep the titles here short or shorter if you want to use them, and that'll make it so that you don't have to type out that long sentence I did. But that should clear up everything.